Hi everyone. So today is going to be day two, and our second problem is going to be Pascal's triangle. Although it's a very, it's an intuitive problem. I have been personally asked this question in an interview as well. So let's directly jump onto the question. So this is the question, right? So what does the question say? Given an integer, num rows, return the first num rows of Pascal's triangle in Pascal. So basically, what a Pascal's triangle is basically in Pascal's triangle, each number is a sum of the two numbers directly above it as shown, right? So if you see, so basically there is a base case kind of a thing in it. So the first element basically would be one, and in a row as well as in a column. And so this is the first thing. So this kind of is the base case kind of a thing. And here you would notice that in each row, first and the last element is always going to be one, but the middle order elements will always change. So, for example, let's look onto the third row, right? So where num rows would be equal to three, you would notice that it is equal to array of let's just say, like, assuming this is the previous array, right? The previous let oh god let prev array is equal to let's just say 1 comma 1 here. So current array would look like 1 comma 1, right? So here the things will change. So changed elements, right? So what would it be? It would be element the previous array cur element jth element would look like prev of j minus 1 plus prev of j, right? So as you can see, I'm not able to make you understand this, but the GIF that they have uploaded on Leetcode is kind of self-explanatory. So this item is going to be equal to this j minus 1 and this j, right? So current of 1 is equals to prev of 0 and prev of 1. So let's see how would we kind of, um, solve this question. So there is one thing. Okay, this is last days. Let's come on to here. Great. So how do they want our solution to be? They want an array of arrays. So basically, what an array of array of arrays, where this, what does it mean? This means that there will be an array and each child would be an array, right? Will be an individual array, so on, right? So let's see how do we solve this particular question. Let's say our num rows is equal to 5, and let's see what the expected output. Okay, so this is the parent element. So first element would always be 1, like I told you. So if you see here, the top element is always 1. uh Great. Yeah. So the next element would be 1 comma 1. This is kind of also a base case, but when I come to a better solution in this thing in this problem, you would notice that we don't need this base solution. We would only need this base solution, this base case, right? So next would be 1 comma 2 comma 1. Next would be 1 comma 3 comma 3 comma sorry 1 comma 3 comma 3 comma 1. Next would be 1 comma 4 comma 6 comma 4 comma 1, and this should be in a child array, sorry, here, right? So 1 2 3 4 5. So this is our expected output. Let's see how would we solve this question, right? So what we can do is we can have an answer array. Sorry, what we can do is we can have an answer array. So this is called answer, which is our final solution, which we would return at the end of the day. And let's do one thing, okay? Let's have a base case here, okay? So what I would say is if uh so before that, what we can do is we can push something in it, right? What we can do is we can say answer dot push, or I'm not sure of other coding languages, but what you can do is you can basically uh, have an element here. So in JavaScript, the arrays are dynamic, but as far as my coding knowledge goes, in C++ and in Java, you have to, I mean, give give the compiler that what is the length of it, what would be the length of it on the in the code side only. I know there are array lists and all these things in all these languages, but yeah, I mean, for starters, you need to give the length, right? So what I would do is I would say that push uh, bracket this. So what it would say is now a answer becomes one, right? So we are pushing this. This is going to be our base case, right? And what we would say, if uh, I'm saying num arrow is num rows, right? What is given in the params here, I would say I'm just calling it n for a moment. So we would say if n equal to 1, we would simply return our answer, right? We would return it because our answer is fulfilled here, right? But now let's see what we can do. We would simply, let me type, right? That would be much better. Let me say, let's run a loop from let I equals to 1. Now I'll tell you. So n or num rows, whatever you want to call it, and I plus. Okay. What I'll do is I'll simply say that, hey, let's do one thing. Let's have a previous element. Or maybe what we can do is we can define it here only. So let previous array, there would be a previous array as well. Now what it would have is it will have the previous row. So let's just say if we are filling the first row, it will always have a previous row in it. What I'll do is I'll simply say ans.push. Oh, sorry, I should do it before only. So as I was told you, that we would have two base cases in my naive solution. So one base case is this, where we would only push. Why is it not going up? Yeah. So where we would only push this thing, this element, and then we would return it if we are checking it. Then we would again say that answer dot push again 1, 1. So you would notice that now our answer is something like this, right? This was already present, and this also came here with this line, right? Uh, oh, sorry. Yeah. And then we would say that let prev is equals to an empty array for now. What prev is equal to be? It will be nothing but we are just spreading answer of answer dot length minus 1, right? So what it would have is it will have the last element, the last pushed element inside answer. Okay. And so let's say we have a current element, which is current row, right? Which we'll fill and we'll eventually push it to answer because we need to push it for the ith row, right? So it will be nothing but it will be an empty array, right? So what we would say is we will simply run a J loop as well, right? So let J is equal to 0. J is less than, J is less than I. Why am I doing it? Okay. So here you would notice that let's just say I am on this particular element. I have to fill this element, right? Let's just say this is an empty array for now. Now to fill it, I'll have to traverse through it, right? I have to go from 0 till I element. So why am I going till I element? Because you will notice for every row, right, there are I for I row, there are I elements inside in that array, right? So for, let's just say for 3 rows, there are 1, 2, 3, right? For 2, it will be 1, 2. For 5, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So we simply intuitive. So simply what we would do is we would uh, we would go till I and we will say j, sorry, j plus plus, and let's say we would have a base case, right? We will say if j is equal to 0, or j is equal to, oh sorry, we will not go till minus, till the last element of we will not go till I minus 1, we will go till I j equal to less than or equal to, right? We will go till that row, right? Till the number of that row. So if 3 is the row, then we will go till 3. So 0, 1, 2. Oh, sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. We will only go till I only because we are starting from 0. Okay. So we will say that if this is equal to 0 or this is equal to 1, we would simply say that this simply push 1, because you will notice that the first and the last element of any row is 1 only, right? So simply we will say this no brainer, right? Else we will do our solution. Now, what we will do is we will simply say that cur dot push, simply push previous of j plus previous of j minus 1, right? Uh, or we can, to have a good ecosystem, we would say j minus 1 plus j. What it will eventually have is it will simply have all the elements, and now that it will calculate the j minus 1 as well as the j of the previous row. Remember what that previous row would be? So here it would be 1, comma 1 as of now. Now we need to push this current element, this current row into our answer. And what should be our next solution? I hope you guys got it right. So what we need to do is we need to update our current, right? Sorry, our previous we need to update. So what will previous be? It will be current element. Or simply we can just have this piece of line inside our loop only. This line can also be inculcated inside our loop, right? But doesn't really matter. We can always update this here and simply return our answer. Let's say, let's just revisit our code. Okay. Uh, so here, right? Let's just say n equal to 4. Okay. What did I do first? I pushed 1. So my current element looked like this. Then then I had this line. If n is equal to 1, return answer. Is n equal to 1? No. Moving on to this line. Answer dot push 1, comma 1. Great. We are now at the second row. Should I run this till from I? No, right? We should definitely run it from uh, 2, right? I hope you guys got it right. Great. So let me just type here. So from 2, we are going to, because we have already pushed 2 elements, right? So we need to start from our 2 elements. So we have pushed 0 and 1. 0 and 1 are already there. So we need to start from 2 till n minus 1. Great. So what does our array look like as of now? This looks like this: 1 and 1, comma 1. We will say that what our previous it will be. It will be simply 1, comma 1 from this line, right? Now we start from r I is equals to 2. That current element, we are defining it as simply an empty loop, empty array. We will say let j is equals to 0. Now j is right now 0. Is j equal to 0? Yes. So this will have now 1 pushed inside it, right? Great. So we come out with this. we come out with if block. Then we again go to this for loop, j equal to 1. Now, if j equal to 1, is j equal to 0 or I minus 1? What is our I right now? I is equals to 2. I equals 2, right? And j is now 1. Is 1 equal to 2? No. We will come into that if else block. So curl dot push previous of j minus 1 and previous of j. So what is our previous? Previous of j minus 1. What is j right now? J is 1. What is j minus 1? It will be? It will be 0. So what is the 0th element in this part? 1, right? And plus j, that is previous of 1. That is going to be 2, right? Comma. Okay. Now we again come out of this else part and then we again go to this j block. This is this for loop. Now our j is going to be 2. What is our I? I is also 2, j is also. So we'll check. Okay, great. We need to run till I only. I am really sorry, guys. So I I shouldn't have changed this so many times, but yeah, this j is equal to is less than and equal to I. So now j is 2. What will we do? We will simply say that we will just remove this. J should be equal to I and not here. Now that our updation value is j equal to less than equal to I, right? So I is equal to 2 and j is also equal to. We'll come on to our if block. If j is equal to 0, no, j is not 0. Is j equal to 2? Is j equal to I? 2 and 2? Yes. So we'll push 1. Great, right? This is done. Now we come. Now this loop will break and this will come on to this. Answer dot push dot answer dot push current. What is our current? Is 1 comma 2 comma 1. So we'll simply say, right, how do I remove this shell? Okay. So I am coming here. Okay. So we'll say 1 comma 2 comma 1. Great. Now our I is now equal to 3. Current again becomes 0. So let me remove this, all these. Oh, sorry. I'm really sorry, guys, right? So I don't know how to basically put this thing out. So let me copy it here and let me paste it here. Copy, paste. Great. Now we know that our I equals to what is it is equals to 3. Okay. So what is our number rows? It is 4, but we need to go till 3 only. So remember, this is our last iteration for this current parameter, right? So our current is equals to an empty array, right? So we'll start from 0. So I is 3, j is equal to 0. Is j equal to 0? Yes. So push 1 in it. Coming out again, going to for. So if let j equals to 1, now j is 1. So we will say now basically this was equal to, right? So is now j is equal to 1. Is 1 equal to 0? No. Is 1 equal to 1 equal to 3? No. We will come into our else block. So current dot push, what we will push, what is our previous element, what is our previous from our, what is our previous uh, row is, right? Our previous row was 1 comma 2 comma 1. So we will say prev of 0 element and 1 element. So 1 plus 3 is 3. So we will simply push 3, right? Then we will come out of this thing and then we'll again go to this. Now j equals 2. Is j equal to 0? Is 2 is equal to 3? Sorry, 2 equals to 0? Is 2 equal to I? I is 3? No. We'll come into our if else block. So cur dot push prev of j minus 1, that is 1, and prev of j, which is 2, right? Because j is 2 and this is, so 2 plus 1, 3. Great. Now we'll again. Now what is that j now? J has become 3. It will go till equal to 3. No problem. It will come here. If j equal to 0, no. j equal to 3, yes, we'll push our 1 here. Then coming on to this line. Now answer dot push, what it will push is, it was previously 1, comma 1, comma 1, comma 1, comma 2, comma 1, and now it will push 1, comma 3, comma 3, comma 1, right? And it will close it. So is our loop done? Let's check. So I now becomes 4. Is 4 less than 4? No. It will come out of this loop and it will simply return our answer. And this is our required answer, right? Let's just quickly write this solution. So what I'll say is, let's have an answer of as an empty array, right? We'll simply push 1 and check if answer, sorry, num rows equal to 1. If it is 1, simply return our answer. Else, what you should do is answer dot push 1, comma 1. So last second base case, second base case, right? We'll have a previous element. So our prev equal to an empty array. Prev is equal to spreading the answer of basically the last element of answer, right? So it will be len minus 1. Simply run a loop. So let I equals to 0, I is, sorry, we will start from I equal to 1 and 2, right? I is less than num rows, I plus 2. Great. So let cur is equals to an empty array, running a loop from let j equals to 0, j is less than equal to I, and j plus plus. Great. So let's push something. So cur dot push, sorry, let's have a if block first. If j is equals to 0, or j is less than, sorry, j is equal to I, we will simply push 1, right? Because first and last element are 1, right? L, we will compute our solution. So cur dot push would be priv of j minus 1 plus priv of j. Let's quickly push this current element. Oh, sorry, I am doing it in the if block, in the for loop only. After this for loop, we will say that answer dot push cur and previous is equal to cur. Let's return our answer and check if this code is even running or not. Then we will move on to our next better solution. Great. So what is length? Length is nothing but answer dot length. Wow, right? So this is accepted. Let's just simply submit this. What does it say? It says accepted. Great. So this is the solution that was there. But now let's move on to our better solution here. Remember, we are not our time complexity. Sorry for this. Our time complexity is O of n square, right? Because we are running I from 2 till what num of rows n, and j from 0 till I. It's near about almost n square, right? Or num square. And our space complexity is also O of n. And what we are doing is this code kind of seems, you know, sorry, I have already removed that code, but yeah, this code kind of seems a little longer and not that easy to understand. So let's write a better solution, right? What I'll do is I'll not even touch my previous row. I'll simply compute from the next element. You will notice that I have computed it from the next elements now, and I am not even going to basically touch even my previous row. So let me first write the solution, right, and then I'll make you understand while I do the try run. You will you will understand it better. Great. So I'll run a loop, right? So for let I is equals to 1, uh, I is less than equal to num rows I plus. Okay. Should I go till -1? No, I go till -1. So let let me define a row element here. Okay. So row dot unshift of 1 for j equal to 0. J is less than okay. Let me just simply write this code and then I can probably get back to you, right? Yeah. So, right, I have written my code. Let me just copy this code and paste it on my Skeleton, right? Uh, yeah, here. Okay. And what we will simply do is we will iterate it for n equal to 5, which will be kind of the max thing, and then we can probably understand the solution. So answer is just an empty array and row is also an empty array, right? So we will start from I equals to 0. Our I is equals to 0, we will unshift. Now what unshift means is it basically adds an element from the starting of the array and not from the back of the array. So push is basically adding from the back, and uh, unshift is basically adding from the front of the array, right? So just like push is kind of equal to what how we do it in a stack, while unshift is kind of how we do it in our queue, right? So people who don't know maybe can read more about it. So what unshift is, it basically adds element in the first from the starting. Okay? So we will say that row dot shift. Now what is our row? We will say row dot unshift 1, right? It has been added from the first. Now j equals 1 and it is going till row dot length minus 1. So why is this going from row dot length minus 1? Because you will notice that uh, see, this element is nothing but equal to so, right? I'll tell you. Uh, okay. Will I be able to make you understand it from my code? Maybe I can make you better maybe I can make you understand from my code and not from the photograph. Okay, so just bear with me, okay? So we have pushed 1 here. Sorry, we have unshifted 1 here, right? Now our j is equals to 1. J is less than row dot length minus 1. What is our row dot length? It is nothing but what is our row dot length? It is 1. And j is nothing but less than equal to. So row dot length minus 1 is going to be 0 right now. So is j 1 is 1 less than 0? No, it will come out of this loop. So answer dot push. Now, sorry, let me not write it. Let me just do this. So our answer is what? It is spreading the, why am I spreading it? Right? You will notice that I'm spreading the row and not just simply pushing it. It is because we are doing in this line, we are doing computation on our current element, right? So our current element might be fixed in the future, and we are going to do our calculation on that fixed element. So that is why we are pushing the current row. So what it will do is it will have 1 as this thing, comma. Again, now our I becomes 1. Row dot unshift 1. Again, 1 will be added here. So 1, comma, right? Now, for let j is equals to 1. Now, j is again 1. Row, j row dot length. Now, what is our row dot length? Row is 1, 2. Remember, we are not changing row right now. We in this whole loop, we are never changing row. So row is always going to be this. What is our row dot length? It is 2 right now. And what is 2 minus 1? 1. Is j is equals to 1? Is j 1 less than 1? No, right? 1 cannot be less than 1. It has to be equal. So what we'll simply come out of this loop and we will push. Oh, sorry. We will simply push 1, comma 1. Great. Again, coming on to this I loop. Now, what is our I? I becomes 2. J is again 1. Sorry, row dot unshift. First, we'll have to shift it, right? So, assuming that I've already shifted, right? I mean, I don't have much space here. I will obviously create it, but as of now, I don't have a space as of now. So, I've assumed that I've pushed it. So, 1, comma 1, comma 1. This is how our row looks like. So j is equals to 1. What is the row dot length? Row dot length is 3. 3 minus 1, 2. Is 1 less than 2? Yes. So row of j. J is 1 right now, right? So this element. So j is equals to row of j plus row of j plus 1. So what is row of j right now? It is 1, right? So 1 plus 1. It becomes 2 here, right? It becomes 2 here now, and this remains 1 only. And now coming on to this, now j becomes 2. Is 2 less than 2? No, we come out of this loop. What we do is we push our simple 1, comma 2, comma 1 element also. Great. Now again, coming back to this loop. Now what our I becomes? I becomes 3. Uh, yes. Now our I becomes 3. Yeah, our I becomes 3. Great. So we are shifting it again. So row, let me simply erase this and write it again. So how does our, after this unshift, how does that look like? 1, comma, 1, comma, 2, comma, 1. This is how my row looks like, right? Because this was our previous thing and then we unshifted 1 here, right? So this is what my current row looks like. So j is equals to 1. Let me erase this thing as well. So j equals to 1. Row dot length is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 minus 1 is 3. Is 1 less than 3? Yes. So what we do is we recalculate. So row of j is equals to row of j 1 plus 2. 1 plus 2 is nothing but 3. Good. Now our j becomes 2. Is 2 less than 3? Yes. So 2 is this thing. What it becomes? J plus 1. So it becomes 3. Now j becomes 3. Is 3 less than 3? No. What we do is we come out of this. What we do is we push it. What we do, we push it. So 1, 3, 3, 1. Simply pushing this element. And now, let me again remove this thing and this thing. So my I becomes 4. Is 4 less than number of rows? Yes. What was our number of rows? Number of rows is 5. So is 4 less than 5? Yes. So what we do is, what does our current row element look like? It looks like something like this. It looks like 1, 3, 3, 1, right? This is our row element right now. Basically, this is our row array. So what we do is we unshift. Now we add something in front of the array. So we added 1. Again, j is equal to 1. We start from 1. And what is our row dot length? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 minus 1, 4, right? It will go till 4. So 1 is less than 4? Yes. So row of j is equal to j plus 1. That is 4. It becomes 4 back. J now becomes 2. So is 2 less than 4? Yes. So what it will do is row of j plus row of j plus 1. So 3 plus 3, 6. Great. Becomes 3. Is 3 less than 4? Yes. Becomes j plus j plus 1. That is 3 plus 4. 3 plus 1, 4. It becomes 4. And then again we come, our j becomes 4. Is j is 4 less than 4? No. We come out of this thing. Great. Now what does it look like? Our array dot push of spreading of row looks like 1, comma 4, comma 6, comma 4, comma 1. This is our loop. Then we again check what our I becomes. I becomes 5. Is 5 less than 5? No. We break this loop, we come out of it, and then simply return answer. Simple. This is our answer. Huh. Wow. This solution also is taking O of almost equal to O of n squared time complexity and almost equal to O of n or m, whatever you want to call it, O of n space complexity. But isn't it a clear code? If I show you here, it only has two rows. There we were having two base cases. We don't have any base case here. We are just unshifting. We are just adding elements in the front. Now, why are we doing that? You will notice every time, right? There is one in the first element, and there is a one at the last index also. So every time what this unshift do is it will add one more element into it and then do computation on that row of j, right? Simply let's run this thing. Let's run this code, and we notice that this these test cases are passed. Let's just submit the solution, and our solution is accepted. Great. It beats 84.49% of users in Java. So this is how our code looks like for Pascal triangle. So I hope this solution was kind of clear to you, and you should do for this particular question. I would say that first write the code. Maybe it won't be that much this solution, right? This particular solution won't be that intuitive until you write this code and then you dry run it. You should dry run this code multiple times and then you will get this code in your head, kind of a thing, right? Thank you so much for joining in. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.